and welcome to the Let's Talk Football channel. Today, another episode of the Premier League show. So I'm just going to quickly go through what we'll be discussing today. So we've got the review of the midweek Prem games. We've got the score predictions for Saturday's Prem games. We've got transfer rumours. And then finally, if the Super League did go ahead with the 12 teams, who would have won it? So we're going to start off with reviewing the midweek Prem games. So I'm going to go to Haz, since he's got all the games up here.
Yeah, so firstly we're going to go in order of which they played. So we're going to start on the Monday, where Leeds United played Liverpool, and it was a 1-1 draw. I suppose I'll just start with what I thought about the game. I watched, I guess, end of the second half really, because I was quite busy and I couldn't catch the game. But from what I watched and the general basis of the game, pretty much the first half we played quite well, quite creative, set up a lot of chances. And it was a really good goal actually, the one we scored. A great long ball to, from Jota, Arnold and then Mane. Great link-up play, and it looked pretty good. It looked like we were back in a stride really, but second half I think we just lost the motivation really. There was no stamina. Leeds came back pretty well. There was a few chances, I think one at the bar, pretty good, a few saves from Alisson, but eventually they were going to get a goal, and some people might have thought they would have won 2-1. But the game was 1-1, unlucky with Liverpool really, especially since we're going for the top four. But overall I think it was a result that was probably expected when you're looking at the second half.
Yeah, fair enough. It was a late goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, Leeds? It was like in the final minutes of the game.
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't watch the game because, we had 6 aside, didn't we, basically? Yeah. That's why. So I didn't really see it, but was it, looking at it from our view, really, me and Ethan's, you would say a bit of a snatch and grab, wasn't it? Or in your opinion, would that be different?
It was like a game of 2 hours, really. Like, first off, definitely we were the dominant side, judging just from commentary and that. But like the second half, they gradually got back, and then they were playing more of a possessive game. That's why they ended up with 62% possession there.
62%? That's Leeds. Against Liverpool. That's mad.
It's impressive, yeah.
Well, I'd say, just looking at it purely from what we're seeing, it's just another impressive result from Leeds, isn't it? Obviously, they had the result from against Man City. Liverpool, even though they struggled this season, still one of the best in the Premier League. And they've got a point, and it's a very good one. And as well, we talk about the 62% possession for Leeds. That's really impressive as well, showing that they can actually, I wouldn't necessarily say dominate the game, but they can have majority of the ball against top sides as well. Yeah. Because usually most teams, they get bullied by the top sides, and the top sides keep the ball, don't they, retain possession. Yeah. So that's quite impressive from Leeds. Good points overall for Leeds. For Liverpool, it's not the worst result. I think, to be honest, what probably doesn't happen, I think it would have actually had an impact on the players. Some people may disagree. I think that all this talk of the European Super League won't have helped, because you can't be naive and think the players won't have seen the abuse that Liverpool were getting through there. Yeah. Players are on social media, majority. They will see that. And I think that can be a massive factor. But, the points shared, it's not the worst for Liverpool, and definitely a good point for Leeds, but that's all I've got to say on that. What about you, Ethan?
Well, to be fair, Leeds in this game with 62% possession, it's quite unbelievable, really. You wouldn't think of it. But Mane actually scoring, I think his last goal was like November or something.
It's one of his only goal drops, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't have many.
No. It's an odd season.
So that, at least he's got a goal, so he can boost his confidence. But talking about confidence, Leeds beat Man City, and coming into this game, they needed the 3 points against Man City, or at least a point. But they got the 3 points, which is brilliant. But Leeds played brilliant against Liverpool. Looking here, with 12 shots, 5 on target, and a really good Leeds performance, to be fair.
Yeah, so that's all we've got to say for that one. So we'll move on to the next game that happened in the week.
I'll introduce this one as well. So, this game was Chelsea versus Brighton. Shock result, considering where they are in the league. Finished 0-0. So, to be honest, the rest of these games coming up, I only watched a few of the highlights. I didn't really pay too close attention to these games. However, as a Liverpool fan, of course, I was happy that it was a draw. And looking at the game, I think, like with Chelsea, it's one of those where they just didn't use the possession that they had. Again, here they had 64% possession, which, looking at Leeds compared to here, like, it's not really much of a surprise. Chelsea got those better players that can hold the ball a bit better. Yeah. But if you look at there, Brighton had more chances. Obviously not much on target, but like you can just see that like Brighton were playing much more efficiently, and it was just a bit of a lost attempt for Chelsea, especially when these upcoming games are probably the most important, obviously, of the season, because they want to get the Champions League and that. Overall, I'm going to probably keep this short because I don't know the ins and outs of the game. I don't know if Chelsea were unlucky in a few attempts. But from what it looks like, they just weren't efficient enough, and they just didn't really use the possession they had to get to the final third. Yeah,
fair enough. Ethan, your opinions on that game?
Well, I did watch some of the highlights of it. I think Brighton were very unlucky with Danny Welbeck actually hitting the post.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure Adam Lallana had a close chance as well.
Yeah.
For Chelsea, there weren't any clear-cut chances where you'd like think, if he like scored, it would have been a good goal. But like, if he missed, it was like so close. They were all like shit shots.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But on the day, Chelsea had with 64% possession, like you said,
yeah.
Not getting into the final third, which is poor really from Chelsea side against Brighton, because with all the money that Chelsea have got with signings and everything, you'd expect them to beat Brighton, but Brighton were very unlucky and could have got 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Looking at it from my perspective.
Listen, bit of a weird setup since we're outside, but we'll try and get used to it.
Right, Ethan's pulling faces, If you were on the camera, you'd see, so... Yeah, for me, do you want to just, take yourself to the corner, mate? Honestly, putting me off here. If you could see the camera, if we had, a camera set up, which hopefully we'll do in the future, you'd understand what I'm talking about.
Mate, yeah.
Yeah. But looking at it, really, Chelsea-Brighton, a draw, it's not good enough, is it, really, from Chelsea, to be only picking up a point at home as well. But again, I know it might sound a bit repetitive, but for me, it's this thing of the Super League. I genuinely do think that any team that played before they pulled out, it would have played a factor on the players, because you've got fans out there saying, I don't really care what you do tonight, because I'm ashamed of you. And that is going to knock... everybody. It's going to knock the manager, because he's got no control of it. The players got no control. We saw that thing with Petr Cech, didn't we, before the game?
Yeah.
When you've got all that stuff going on, how are they going to be able to focus on the game? So it's not very good for Chelsea. Good point for Brighton, really. They've just got to work on being more clinical in front of goal, really. They need to get more goals. But I'd say a point poor for Chelsea, and a decent pick-up for Brighton. But that's all I've got to say on that one.
They are near the relegation zone as well, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah.
But I don't think they can get relegated anymore, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then. So, moving on to the next one. We had Tottenham against Southampton. Ended up with a 2-1 win for Tottenham. Now, what struck me about this one, this was under Ryan Mason.
Yeah.
This one. And now everybody before the game was talking about Ryan Mason. Obviously he was the coach below.
Yeah.
He's obviously been promoted up just for the rest of this season. And you're just thinking, why have they sacked him now? They've got a final coming up.
Yeah.
The timing's all wrong. But then all of a sudden, he's turned up, and this really does in some ways expose Jose, because why is somebody like Ryan Mason able to get more of a reaction out of the players than what's meant to be a world-class manager in Jose Mourinho?
Yeah.
But overall, really, any sort of victory is a good victory for Spurs right now. They've been struggling that much. And Southampton, let's not get it wrong. They are actually quite a decent side, aren't they? Really, they got
On
some
paper,
good bits.
yeah.
Got some good bits of quality. So all I can really say is, well done to Ryan Mason, because it's a straight from the off. He's got to win, so that makes him look good. Hopefully that gives him some motivation for the final, and yeah, it's a good pick up for Spurs. Really, well done to Ryan Mason and the boys. But how's your opinion on this one?
Yeah, I mean, like obviously first game professionally in charge, and you know, it was a bit of a snatch and grab, getting a 90-minute penalty.
Yeah.
Which you know, eventually got on the 3 points. But I mean, if you look at the stats, it was probably a deserved win. You know, controlled the game pretty well. Spurs did. Probably had some good possession. Sorry, had more chances. But I mean, I can't take it away from Southampton. I think in terms of attacking ability, I mean, I don't want to say they're overlooked, but when you think of like outside the top six, you don't really think of them as an attacking team. Well, attacking teams below the top six kind of thing, but they got some class players, and Danny Ings, of course, getting that goal, prolific striker for Southampton. But
Yeah,
I think overall, just judging off the game there, I had a bit of a call there, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I think it was a decent win for Spurs. Probably an expected win. I know they're not the best team, but I think against Southampton that was probably a game. Well, I don't know, result that you expected. So yeah.
Ethan, your opinion on the game?
So with Tottenham, good, really good finish from Bale. To be fair, it was a really good goal. To be fair, on his left foot. Obviously, Danny Ings getting the first goal of the game. There has been like debates saying should Danny Ings actually get called to England. Looking, it could happen, but I think there is like better strikers than him.
There's better options
with like Harry Kane, Calvert-Lewin, Ollie Watkins is up there, Patrick Bamford's could be up there as well. But yeah, good win for Spurs. Possession base, brilliant with 62% possession.
Yeah.
Really unlucky from Southampton, to be fair, because they had 5 shots on target compared to Spurs with 3. And Southampton have been unlucky this season, but won't get relegated, so they can bring on next season.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Okay. So we're going on to the next game of the midweek fixtures, and today, well, the next fixture is Villa versus Man City, which ended in 2-1 to Man City. A surprisingly close game for Man City considering where they are. So I guess I'll start. Judging from the stats being shown here, I think it's an expected traditional Man City performance, getting a staggering 72% possession. Really high, definitely controlled the game. I think ever since, well, as soon as getting that first minute goal, like after that, basically Man City probably just had most of the ball. Aston Villa probably had some counter attacks, but overall, I just got to give it to Man City. I think he had it was a great performance, classic really. Foden getting another goal, showing his class once again. And I think, well, just not really surprised really. Obviously, again, well, that one goal for Villa is a bit of an anomaly, but overall, decent performance. Yeah. What do you think, Warren?
I mean, in my opinion, it's a good victory for Man City because Villa are a tricky side, really. You know, they've caused issues for all the top teams in the Prem this season. Even if they've not picked up points, they do give anybody a good game. And for me, I mean, Foden scoring, that just sums it up for me. What a player he is. I mean, they have got. He could potentially end up being the best player in Europe. You know, how good he is at this age.
In terms of potential, maybe, yeah.
But yeah, quality player, and you know he's popped up again. And to be fair, I mean, like I say, it's not an easy place to go. But Man City, they got the job done. Got 3 points away from home. Unlucky to Villa. At least they kept it a respectable scoreline, because that's not an easy thing to do either against Man City. But yeah, another 3 points for Man City, and that title's just becoming even more certain. if it wasn't already. But what do you think, Ethan?
Well, Villa, good from the start, to be fair, getting the goal in like 20 seconds or something. But Man City are just deservedly to be champions of the Premier League, to be fair. It shows the quality of Phil Foden and is probably the world's best youngster right now, and will go on to be the best player in Europe, potentially.
Eventually, yeah.
Because his quality is amazing, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong in saying that. Like, how good he is at his age.
Yeah.
There's no reason he can't be.
With Man City, 72% possession, so basically the opposite game of the Liverpool game, obviously. With Man City dominating the ball and deservedly winning in Man City's favour. Yeah,
alright then, so moving on.
One sec. So we're going on to Thursday, where there was one game. And this game was Leicester versus West Brom, where Leicester had a comfortable 3-0 victory. I don't think there's any surprise here, but if we look at the stats, wow, I mean, look at that. 73% possession by Leicester, controlling game, a lot of possession. 17 shots as well compared to the 4. It was a really dominant game by Leicester. Obviously, you know, they got their key strikers there. Jamie Vardy getting 1 goal, Johnny Evans as well popping up, and Iniacho as well getting a goal. I mean, great for Leicester, really. I mean, as for West Brom, you'd think, off the back of some recent performances, you'd think they would, I don't know, maybe give a bit of more of a performance, really. I mean, look at Chelsea. You know, and you can argue whether Leicester or Chelsea are a better side, but either way, I think West Brom could have and should have probably had a better game. However, that wasn't the case, and overall, I just think Leicester had a pretty dominant performance there.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, really, it was like what you said at the beginning. What else do you really expect? Leicester with a dominant win, and to be honest, I mean, Iheanacho again as well. He's been absolutely quality this season, but I don't rate him personally, I'm not going to lie, Iheanacho, but he's been good this season and I can't take that away from him. Of recent he has been, he deserves to be right up there with some other strikers in the Prem, but a dominant win, dominated possession. I think this sums up West Brom though. They got barely any of the ball, they play defensive, but even when they play defensive, they still leak goals. It shows the difference in quality as well. If you're West Brom, with not long left of the season, you want to stay up, one of the last teams you want to get is a Leicester. Because they are a quality side. Good 3 points for Leicester. They've done it in a convincing way, and that's all I can really say. So going on to you, Ethan.
Yeah, 3-0 and 3 points, obviously. I mean, Iheanacho, what a season he's having. Like, got Player of the Month for April.
Was it, yeah?
I think, or March, one of them. No, I think it'll be March, yeah. So, and he's popping up with a goal yet again. And yeah, like you said, like West Brom, they just, even though they play defensively, they concede somehow.
Yeah.
And it's like, we've known like the Sam Allardyce way.
Yeah.
Of defending and nicking a goal. But I think this season Sam Allardyce is like, I think his time in the Premier League's over, to be fair, and some players are probably going to move on, like Mateus Pereira from West Brom. Probably go to a Premier League side.
Deserved, really.
Yeah, I mean he's probably like one of the top goal scorers.
Yeah.
And good dominant performance from Leicester, going for the Champions League spots, obviously. And 3-0, 3 points. Easy.
I will say as well, actually, similar possession stats between Aston Villa and West Brom, but I think you can just see the difference in quality between West Brom and like the other 14 that are in the league. Obviously, minus a few that like Sheffield.
Definitely. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Villa, I mean, for one, they got a goal and they got double the shots, even with 28% possession.
Yeah.
So I mean, even playing that like defensive, laid back style of football, they're not doing anything with it. They're not doing any, promising or counters out or like anything intense at all, really. So I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what I have to say. Moving on then, let's go to Friday. No.
Yeah,
We're
it's
on to the
getting
previews
paid
now.
later.
Yeah.
Although saying that, just quickly, because we
Friday
were
today.
just going to do Saturdays, we'll quickly do it though, right? Because usually we record whilst the game's going on a Friday. We are recording earlier today. So Arsenal against Everton tonight, 8 o'clock kickoff. Still yet to play. But just quickly, what do you think the score will be for this one, Ethan?
Two good sides, to be fair. I think Arsenal have picked up some good points recent games. Everton, with like quality up front as well. And obviously we had the debate of Tierney and Lucas Digne, so leading up to this, it'll be interesting to see who would get the win. But I think Everton have got enough quality and a really, really good manager to get 3 points against Arsenal. I think it's going to be a 2-0 away win against Arsenal.
All right, well, just one quick question. It can go to both of you, really. Just seeing that Jordan Pickford's starting, is that a hindrance for Everton, would you say, Ethan?
I mean, to be fair, like...
Because he is prone to mistake, isn't he? He's prone
Yeah,
to
he is,
mistake.
to be fair, but with an Arsenal team who's lacking in confidence, I think it's no problem really for Pickford, and I think it's a good game to get him into because it's not the worst team in the world, but it's a decent side that he'd be getting tested.
Yeah.
I think as well. Sorry.
And I think with his England hopes going over, and Nick Pope or Dean Henderson like going slightly above him, I think this is a good opportunity to tell like Gareth Southgate why he should be in the England squad.
Yeah,
good point. I was just going to say as well, like, I think, you can talk about his mistakes, but I think, regardless of recent performance, I think as well Pickford can come up with some, like, shot, well, not like...
he can come up with some top quality saves, like, with he's got really good reflexes.
I was saying as well, and usually it's our surprise, usually, like, with the shots that he does face, which you're like, oh, well done, like, you don't expect it. Like, sometimes you can pull off, like you say, these reflexes and that. I think genuinely, like, on the day, and maybe he's up for this type of fixture where he's got a chance, he might have some...
Southgate's going to be there, isn't he? Probably. He's been everywhere.
Yeah,
so.
There's, like, multiple, like, sort of factors that are influencing probably Pickford to, show his class and probably show his best self, really.
To redeem himself.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying, yeah.
So for you though, score prediction?
Oh yeah, score. Pretty much agree with Ethan really. I mean, sure, if you look at both sides, there's definitely, there's a bit of class either there. But if you look at the general performance this season, I just think Everton have that upper hand. They got some key players starting tonight. I mean, same sort of thing really with Calvert-Lewin, Rodriguez. Could go on. Gomez, Allen. Defence and forward, they've just got that creative link play. I
Is
think
Richarlison playing?
Yes.
Yes, he is as well. Yeah.
Calvert-Lewin's on.
Same side really as usual. But genuinely, I just think that attacking and going to the final third and their attacking midfielders, I just think they have too much for that defence that Arsenal have at the moment. So I probably would agree and say 2-0.
2-0.
To Everton,
I mean, for me, Everton are better in every single way. Defence, midfield, attack. They are. Let's not be delusional here. Arsenal are a mid-table nothing team that aspire to do nothing. Everton are on the upward spiral. They are improving as a club, whereas Arsenal are doing the opposite. They are declining as a club. And I think you're going to see that one that's declining and one that's going on the up and raising their expectations. And I think that the score will be, in my opinion, 3-1 to Everton.
So
So-
2-goal difference margin for all of us then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we'll go on to the next thing, which is previewing Saturday's games very quickly. So we'll get straight into it then. Starting off with, is it Liverpool against Newcastle?
Yeah. That's the first game, early kick-off.
12.
I suppose I'll start.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's close at the top here. Liverpool actually, didn't realise this, on joint points with Spurs at the moment, on 53.
Wow.
I did not expect that, actually. I suppose
How far
the rest have been getting those
joint
points.
points with Spurs.
That's not what you want to see, is it? Ever since that final in the Champions League, we've just been going down at the same pace.
But
But
this is Steve Bruce.
This is a Newcastle side governed by Steve Bruce against a Liverpool side. I think most people agree, regardless of performance, I think Liverpool might find this tad easy. I think.
It should be very easy.
Yeah.
Really. I'm not going to be.
I just
Yeah.
any position you look at defence, midfield, like I don't know, even put our substitute goalkeeper on, which I don't even know who my substitute goalkeeper is.
Stoke beat these 5-0 in pre-season. No, it's pre-season, but the team they put out is actually the one that they're playing right now for that pre-season game, and we battered them.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you can see. You can make small arguments like, oh, Saint Maximin, got that one goal.
it's one play though, isn't it? It's an individual.
That's one player against 11, and regardless of performance, Liverpool are just too intense, too creative. And I think this is where they'll start to get some confidence back to get some consistent wins and try go for that top 4, regardless of how it's looking at the moment.
Yeah.
So I think for a general decision, I just think the only thing you have to look at here, which might falter, is the fact it's an early kick-off. And you say like it could be anything can happen, but generally, I think it'll probably be a very comfortable win. I'll probably say a 3-1 win for Liverpool at home.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to say it how it is. Newcastle, they are dreadful. They really are. The team's dreadful. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I know I'm getting a couple of looks here, right? Because oh Warren, I'm sorry, you're so harsh. Yeah, rubbish. They are rubbish, right? And that's not any fault to Newcastle fans. I haven't got a problem with Newcastle. I'd like Newcastle to do a lot better than what they are right now, because it'd be nice to see, because they were a big club at one time. But their team's rubbish, their manager's rubbish, and their owner's a joke. It's like going to the circus. I think, seriously...
And Steve Bruce is the elephant?
He said it, not me. So, but for me, I think Liverpool, they're going to have a really good time. It's basically going to be like, for Liverpool, it is going to be like going down to the local park. Let's play, the local, it'd be like men against kids, it'd be like if Sadio Mane and Mo Salah went and started taking on a bunch of 10-year-olds. It's going to be an absolute laugh. And I think it's going to be a 6-0 win for Liverpool, because Newcastle are disgraceful, and it actually winds me up how poor they are.
Yeah.
Because they should be a lot better than this. They should be a lot better. But I'm going to go 6-0 Liverpool. What about you, Ethan?
Yeah, I think we can all agree Newcastle are probably one of the worst teams in the Premier League right now.
Man, no doubt.
I mean, they're just shit. They are just generally shit. They are a one-man team.
What is there to be proud of right now as well?
Exactly.
And
nothing. They got a win against Burnley, but they just relied on Saint Maximin. I mean, yes, he's a good player, but do you think Fulham should get relegated or Newcastle? I'd say Newcastle. I think they deservedly go down more than Fulham, because Fulham have put some good performances.
I think Fulham just have better style of play.
Yeah.
Just
exciting to watch.
Yeah.
More exciting.
Want to fight for anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I think with Liverpool, they are just miles and miles above class than Newcastle.
Yeah, Liverpool's under 19s are better than Newcastle.
Defo, man. And they've been playing quite bad recently, I think.
Well, they're younger team. Can you remember that season where they beat Everton in the cup?
Yeah.
So go on then. So your score prediction, mate.
I think think Liverpool are gonna just win 4-0, but I think Salah's gonna be licking his lips, thinking,
Ooh.
I want the golden boot again. And against a poor Newcastle side,
He's not trying to eat the golden boot, is he?
probably will be.
Well, I'm not going into that conversation.
But I think he'll be licking his lips and get a hat trick.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that.
Selfish Salah. Alliteration. Joking. I'm joking. He's a very good. He's a very good player.
For good reason.
For good reason.
You
Yeah.
always need that selfish player in your team.
Yeah, mate.
I'd
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you've got his quality, he's got a right to be scoring all the goals for Liverpool right now. Really.
Yeah,
when they were so weak, it was just him that was getting the goals. So we'll carry on then. Moving on to what I think is an absolute cracker of a game, by the way.
Absolute
And
cracker.
It is, and it's
Yeah, it is.
a London derby, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Because West Ham,
At the London Stadium.
Lingardinho's team, go up against Chelsea. So, could be a very interesting one. I'll change up the order for once. I'll go first on this one then. I'm going to say that West Ham will get a 2-2 draw against Chelsea. I think it'll be a close, tight game. I think, should I say it? I'm going to say it, yeah. I think West Ham will get a 2-0 lead, and like they've been prone to doing at times, I know usually they go to 3-0 when they do it, they're going to let it slip a bit again, and it's going to end up a 2-2 draw. I think definitely if there's a game that you're thinking of watching on Saturday, I think that definitely should be one of them.
Yeah.
But we'll move on. So how's your score prediction for this one then?
Yeah, I think, well, as a Liverpool fan, I kind of do want him to have a draw because I think mathematically that would work best in the league right now.
Yeah.
However, probably for a realistic approach, both teams have been consistently performing quite well. There's been some, here and there for a few of those teams, but overall, I mean, there's a reason why the 4th and 5th on the same amount of points. Me personally, I see, that's the thing, because I think when I look at both forwards right now, say front three, I don't know, I just kind of rate West Ham that little bit more. I don't know, their style of play of the quick counter-attack, I just find way more enjoyable. And sure, you can look at Chelsea with the likes of players of Ziyech and Havertz, it might debatably be a bit more creative up front compared to West Ham. However, I think West Ham will catch them off guard, and I think West Ham will be more up for it. Up for the game compared to Chelsea. I don't know, I just have that feeling. So overall, I think it'll be a close game, but I actually think West Ham will win 2-1.
Okay, very interesting. Ethan, your score prediction?
Yeah, one of the games of the week, really. To be fair, West Ham obviously being on incredible form and probably more unrealistic, let's say, because they were fighting relegation last season.
Yeah.
But now fighting for top 4 is absolutely superb from David Moyes, to be fair, bringing in Lingard obviously, and he's been having the performances of his life, really. And on the other hand, another good manager, Thomas Tuchel, has brought a Chelsea side who's been really consistently in defence. And I think, yes, it will be a tight game, but I think West Ham, like you said, have got up top right now, sense of consistency and more confidence on the ball and everything. I think West Ham have got that edge to Chelsea, and I think they will win 2-1.
Okay, fair enough then. So moving on, we've got Sheffield United taking on Brighton. Oh, I cannot wait for this game.
Mark your calendars, boys. What is this? 8 p.m. 24th of April. Get it down.
8 p.m. They got that in the 8 p.m. slot.
That'll be Sky as well, that will.
Yeah, I know.
Bloody hell.
Well, I'll start with you, Ethan, on what your score prediction is for this one.
I think Brighton have got way more quality than Sheffield United, to be fair. I think they just need to be more clinical, and I think they will, because it's a poor side of Sheffield United who will go down. And I think, have they been confirmed to go down?
They've been confirmed this game,
They have been confirmed to go down, so they will be seeing the Championship next season. And I think, in that case, Brighton are going to absolutely batter them, a 3-0 win, but they're going to be pouring shots at them.
Alright.
I'd have 20-30 shots in this game for Brighton.
Good shot.
Yeah, can I just say as well, by the way, just quickly, since we're on the topic of Sheffield United, excuse me, but Chris Wilder, I just wanted to put this in there quick. Obviously, he was a great manager at Sheffield United. I just want to quickly say, if you're a Sheffield United fan, right, don't think it's a disgrace that you haven't got Chris Wilder anymore, and don't put him up there as one of your best managers, because when it was all plain sailing for him, you know, cruising in the Championship, he stays, and then in the Premier League when they're struggling, the owner comes out and admits that Chris Wilder tried to get out of the club 3 times before he ended up leaving, right? Wow. And so you've got to say, and you look at when the owner was talking about it, you could see he was trying everything to keep him. He's talking about how he's going to increase his wage and everything. Wilder wasn't having it 3 times, and then the 4th time he managed to force his way out. Can I just say, right? Don't be mourning still over Chris Wilder, because he's done well for you to get you all the way to the Prem, but he sort of ditched you when it's got hard. Yeah. So I think people need to calm down on the hype of Chris Wilder if his attitude's going to be like that when it gets difficult. Yeah. But regardless of that, for me, I'll just quickly say mine then. I think that Brighton will win. I think they'll win. For me, I think they'll win 5-0, because now I only say this, right?
Oh, me, I'm loving this.
That's some violation.
Because Brighton need goals.
Yeah.
Right. They're a lot better than Sheffield. They do need goals. They're a lot better than Sheffield.
They put shots in.
Yeah, exactly. And
they're just not clinical.
And let's be honest, Sheffield United, what have they got to play for?
Exactly.
They're going down now. Yeah. Right? They're already gone. The management as well, like, you know...
Who is it?
Exactly.
I don't know.
I don't know.
People are still, right, going on about what shame it was for Chris Wilder. So they've not even got the manager that they wanted to keep.
Yeah.
There's nothing going for him, so there's no reason to suggest that there should be a close game. Realistically, Brighton fans should be in for a good game. Yeah. I'm going to say 5-0. And if you're a Brighton fan, then you're welcome.
And I think if you compare Sheffield United to Norwich, there's so much class in Norwich's team compared to Sheffield United.
Yeah.
And the manager as well. Daniel Farke, he was in the Premier League, went down, stayed there at like the bad times and everything.
Yeah.
Built them up in 1 season.
Chris Wilder should have done the same.
Exactly.
Should have stayed. It's the first season in the Premier League and he's already had enough of it. Right, anyway, but we'll carry on, keep going. So, Haz, your score prediction for this one. What a cracker of a game to predict for.
Bloody hell. All I'm saying is 4 wins, 2 draws and 26 losses.
26.
I mean, that's just... It's hard to say, really. It's like...
and you read that out and you're laughing at me for saying 5-0.
I mean, genuinely, like, it's definitely, it's there. Like, Brighton's in some days can come up with an attacking display, and honestly, I would probably agree it's going to be a high-scoring game for Brighton. Maybe not 5-0.
Yeah.
But I mean, Sheffield got nothing going for them.
Yeah.
The defensive compact play they had in the first season is not display anymore. That's the reason why they got some points, but now the whole system's gone, so they're just a group of players that have no individual talent, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, I mean, overall, I'd probably say 3-0 Brighton.
3-0 Brighton. Is there any more left for Saturday? Is that the last one?
Saturday. That's it's the last game on Saturday.
On Saturday. So, that is the predictions then. So we'll quickly just go on, just do a few main transfer rumours that I've just been seeing. So we'll start off with this one, because it is a rumour. Man United are eyeing a Ronaldo return. Now, Manchester United...
I've had enough.
Am I right to just...
Yeah.
Right, okay. Man United have expressed an interest in bringing Cristiano Ronaldo back to Old Trafford. United have reportedly contacted Ronaldo's agents, Mendes, over a sensational return to Manchester, where he won 3 Premier League titles, where he won 3 Premier League titles, the Champions League, FA Cup and League Cup between 2003 and 2009. It's claimed that United could prize Ronaldo away from Juventus for as little as 26 million. With the 5-time Ballon d'Or winner keen to move on after failing short domestically and in Europe this season, because obviously Juventus haven't even won the Serie A this time round.
Yeah, it's AC Milan, isn't
it? Yeah. So, going on to this then, 1-0 Inter Milan, isn't it? Pretty sure it's Inter.
It's one of
Conte.
them. It's one of them, man.
Pretty sure it's Conte. Anyway, Juventus haven't won it this season. They've, got knocked out. They didn't do well in Europe. So for you, Haz, starting off with you, first of all, the likelihood rating that this would happen out of 10, and then secondly, quality rating if United did do this deal. And as well, let's not remember, if it was for 26 million, I think even though Ronaldo's ageing, it's a bit of a bargain, isn't it? I
mean, definitely, man. I think regardless, if you look at any players, I wouldn't really say Ronaldo's falling off as much as other players, but it's not been his prime. But for 26 million, I mean, that's not around 10 million less than Salah, and we thought that was a bargain. I mean, it was, but for 10 million less for an extraordinary player like Ronaldo, I think is incredible. However, I don't know. I just feel that's a bit of a. When you look at that, it seems a bit of a fantasy dream for United fans.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like the thing there where, if only we had Ronaldo back and, had another season at United kind of thing. But I think realistically, maybe Ronaldo does want an exit from Juventus, but if he did, I just don't really see why he would make that fabled return back to United. I think right now, up forward rise, they've got some good potential, good future. Rashford's been quite consistent, and Greenwood is up there. He's improving. So I just, even if it is for that amount, I just don't.
26 million.
I mean, it is incredible, to be fair. I think regardless, I think it is a nice signing for United. But I think for Ronaldo personally, I just don't see why. Are
you suggesting then, Haz, right? Just picking up on what you're saying, that this could be another. If this happened, it would almost be like what happened with Bale to Tottenham, maybe?
Slightly, yeah, but... Because, with Bale, I think there was a really valid reason why he went back to Tottenham, because in Real Madrid, he was getting no game time. Barely any.
Yeah.
He wasn't loved by Zidane, he wanted his plans.
Well, he wasn't loved by any of the fans either.
And the fans as well. It's just a bad environment, whereas, I don't know, I think even if Juventus are not... I mean, I think Juventus fans love Ronaldo as a player. I'm not, I think he's well respected there.
Yeah.
So I think the likelihood, just going to the likelihood, I think it would probably go to maybe a 3.
A 3? Wow.
Possibly a 4.
Okay. So quality then, isn't it?
But yeah, but quality, I mean, look, you can't really, deny his ability, his history. At Real Madrid.
If it is for that price as well.
And for that price, yeah. So I think for Man United, I think... I'll probably put it to a 9.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I think regardless of age or, whatever you want to say, that's a class signing for under 30 million.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So yeah, I'd say 9.
Okay, then, so you Ethan, then, likelihood and quality?
I'll tell you what, this transfer rumour happens every year. Honestly, it happens every year.
Could this be the year though?
But it could be the year, because 26 million is an absolute bargain.
And Juventus are bottling it again. And
yes.
Usually they guaranteed the league. They didn't even get that this season. So could Ronaldo be like, yeah, that's it for me?
Yeah, I think you can't deny his ability is amazing, and he is aging, but he's still got it.
Yeah.
And I think with like you said, with Bale, I think it is like the Bale situation, but just not going on loan.
Yeah.
One, shirt sales will increase massively.
Yeah.
Because all the United fans dreaming him coming back, finally coming back. Shirt sales will skyrocket in money. But the thing is, with the way, I know it's a bargain, but you've got to consider as well the wage bill.
Yeah.
Because his wage is probably going to be massive.
What would you say?
Well,
at least 500k.
Yeah.
Because Pogba's asking for 500k, so it could be more.
Well, don't you think the Glazers should just maybe stick their finger out and go for it after the trouble that they've just tried to cause? Maybe it's a little Wouldn't that be the perfect? Well, not perfect, because the perfect thing for United fans would be for the Glazers to leave. But would that be a perfect gift to the United fans to say sorry?
I'd say yeah. I think when it comes to the summer transfer window, I think United will be looking for like a winger / striker, because Cavani's like potentially leaving as well. Don't get me wrong, Cavani's an absolute pleasure to have in United.
He's a brilliant player.
His movement off the ball is amazing.
So underrated.
One of the best strikers for movement, honestly. And I think the likelihood of this happening is like a 6-7.
Okay.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yep.
Because I think Juventus would love to keep him until he's retired. But realistically, I think Ronaldo wants to like up his like expectations more and like win something.
Couldn't he do that at United?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
that's what I'm saying.
That's the thing Man United need to win something.
To win something,
but you've still gone with like an average.
Yeah, but I think Juventus, like the wage bill for
example,
you
won't let him go. Maybe.
As well.
Yeah.
I think United won't agree on the wage bill either, because like
tight,
with all the wage bills now, there's like a percentage goes to the agents as well, and they ask for a lot as well. So you got to consider that as well. But the quality, I'd say it's an 8. Obviously, he's probably one of the world's best left wingers / strikers there has ever been.
Yeah.
And to get him at his like end of his career almost would be quite nice for United fans to see a glimpse of his like retribution and like his stature.
So for you, quality.
So quality would be 8 for me.
An 8. Right. Well, for me, look, if it's 26 million, then anybody well, to be honest, there should be a lot of teams going for him if they put him up for 26 mil, because that's a bargain for Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Now, personally, for me, I think United would do this deal because, it's an expensive wage, but let's be honest, any player that United try and sign, it's going to be a relatively expensive wage.
Yeah.
And the difference with this one, it could be a cheap price tag to lure him in. And if Ronaldo has had enough of Juventus just seeming to crash out of everything, then I think this could be the one for him. That's why likelihood, I think this summer is a solid 8 from me. I think this is probably, if there's any time he's going to do it, it'll be this summer.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do it this summer, I don't think he'll ever go back.
No.
Personally, this is the best chance
Is
now.
he 34?
I think he's 35.
I think he is 34, 35, something
I think
like
he's
that.
35 now.
Good point then, yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Coming to his end of his career.
Exactly. So in terms of likelihood an 8, quality, I think it would be quality for United. Top class player for that type of money. United fans, it's one of the best chances the Glazers have got of getting United fans relatively back on side.
Yeah.
If they don't want to leave and they want to do something. And I think United fans would love it. Ronaldo would love it going back to that club. He could win something potentially. So yeah, I'd say all the foundations are there. So for me, I'd say quality. For me, it's got to be a 10. He's a United legend, isn't he?
Yeah.
So
I think like with the dressing room as well, he'd like increase the like atmosphere as well.
Yeah, good experience for any those few English talents in United as well to be playing around.
I think more players as well, especially the forwards and midfielders, will probably just get more confidence with Ronaldo in the team.
Right, so I think I've got pretty much 2 more here. So I'm going to go to this one. It's more of it's an interesting one. It's not really a transfer rumour involving players, but it is and I've seen this over the last couple of weeks actually, and it's just come up again here. That this question of I know it came last week. I think it started. Rodgers potentially being linked with Tottenham to replace Mourinho. Now, some people would say, why would you do that? Because Tottenham was struggling. But other people would go, but Tottenham still, it's a relatively big club for the modern day. Look at the quality that they have as well, because if if Tottenham managed to keep hold of Son and Kane and those players, that is an attractive prospect for Brendan. So just quickly with you, Ethan, likelihood and the quality of Tottenham did that.
I think the quality for Tottenham would be like a 9.
Yeah.
Because I think he's a
Top class manager.
Yeah, he's superb.
He's proven himself twice.
Yeah, well, obviously with Liverpool and obviously with Leicester.
Yep.
And he's that's where he went from, Celtic.
Yeah, and he did well there as well.
So 3 times on the occasion.
Yep.
So I'd say the quality is a 9, but the likelihood I'd say it's about a 4.
Too much at Leicester right now.
Yeah, I think Leicester have got too much quality, and why would he leave for a worse side? But you have got the quality at Tottenham of like Kane, Son, and all that. Well, Kane, if Tottenham don't get top 4, is going.
But
Apparently.
they might not get top 4 right, but Tottenham's board are going to be pleading with Kane. And imagine if they say, yeah, but Kane, you know what, mate? A few days. Brendan, he's already agreed. We're going to announce it in a few days. If you stay here, you're going to be working under Brendan. Look what he's done with Leicester, Kane. Yeah, come on, this could be the same for us.
Yeah.
I mean, does that lure him in a bit more? Because
I guess
for
it
Tottenham,
does.
For Tottenham, they're going to try everything to keep him, and that makes it in some ways more likely because it's just like throwing out the rod, trying to reel things in to keep Kane there.
I guess, but I think with like Kane wanting guaranteed Champions League football,
he's just going to leave anyway. So for you, the likelihood is a 4.
Yeah.
All right then. So how's for you, right? Likelihood and the quality of this if it did happen.
I mean, if we're talking about quality there, I mean, he's with two sides who they're good, but they weren't title contenders. I think for both Liverpool and Leicester, and I don't know. He just finds a way to find the best out of all of his players. I mean, go back to when he was at Liverpool, he somehow find that link up between Suarez and Sturridge, where some people say one of the best duos in the Prem. Yeah. Watching them play was fucking incredible. But I mean, even with the defense they had of Liverpool of Flanagan, Sissoko, Skirtle. These are not good players. These are average players.
So true as well. Great point.
I mean, that's the thing, and I mean, he took him to a second place finish with that defence. So I just think overall, and then if you look at Leicester, he turned around so many players there, even after Claudio, which is such a big step, really. So I don't know. Yeah, I think overall for the quality of that is tremendous. Probably like a 9. Did you just say 9? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just 1 just in case he doesn't gel with a few of those players. But that's the only thing. He can pick up so many different players and he just knows what to do with them. Yeah. But the likability, the likelihood, not likability. Jesus Christ, man. Swiping left and right, just looking. How long has he been at Leicester?
He's been there a couple of seasons.
A few years.
3, 4.
Is it 3?
Something
I
like
feel
that.
like it's been 3.
Yeah.
3, maybe 4.
Yeah. But anyway, I just feel like 3 years and then to go from Leicester right now is very
He's building
unlikely.
a project, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He's midway through something incredible, and there's still more to do with that club. There's still, improvements that he can do, and I just think he isn't finished. I mean, even when he was that interview, well, not interview, but his press conference about the Super Cup. Yeah. He feels and is so dedicated to that club at the moment. You can just tell, by the way, he speaks about the club and that. So for me, he's definitely got at Leicester probably another 3 years minimum. Yeah. And to go Tottenham, there's no reason.
No, there isn't.
Sure, maybe you can, change a few players so Kane has some more support, stuff like that. But overall, I mean, there's just no reason why you would. No. Rodgers doesn't want another challenge. He's at Leicester right now. He's trying to make Leicester the best club he can possibly be. And I think that's going to be another 3-4 years.
And I think as well, with Leicester, they probably will get Champions League football as well.
Yeah.
Because are they third now?
Yeah.
So
that's the thing.
Most likely.
And he wants to see what he can do in the Champions League with Leicester.
So So then for you, if you had to put a rating on it, likelihood then?
Likelihood 2, genuinely. I think there's just other people out there that take the role more likely, and Rodgers is definitely saying it Leicester, especially with Champions League.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll just quickly do mine then. Brendan to Tottenham, I'll start with quality like you boys did. I mean, it'd just be an unbelievable achievement if Tottenham managed to pull him in, and a very, very traumatic and sad day for Leicester and Leicester fans.
Yeah, it would be.
Goodness me. Right, but I'd say quality, solid 9. He's just a proven manager, a great manager, and if he did have those players like Kane and Son, he could actually really do something.
Yeah.
But likelihood, why do that? Don't ruin it. You're building something. He's still got a good quality side at Leicester. He's getting results with them. He knows how to work with Leicester. He should be getting Champions League football. So for me, likelihood is a 2. I don't think there's much chance of that happening. This is the final rumour. So we'll just go through this one quickly then. So it's Barkley. Could he be going back to Stamford Bridge? Could he be going back to Chelsea? Because this is what's coming out. Because Aston Villa manager Dean Smith, he's cast doubt over Ross Barkley's long-term future, suggesting the on-loan Chelsea midfielder will not be staying at Villa Park on a permanent basis. Barkley is on loan with Villa until the end of the season, and Smith's latest comments means it looks like the 27-year-old will return to Stamford Bridge this summer. I'll just quickly say what he stated, which is, this is from Dean Smith. No, Ross Barkley came in on loan at the start of the season. He's got another 2 years left on his contract at Chelsea, and that's not being discussed at all, talking about bringing him back on a permanent. So just very quickly then, what's your opinion on this? What's the likelihood of this being the case? And what is the quality in it for Chelsea? And I'll start with you, Ethan.
I think with Aston Villa, I think it is the right decision to give him back to Chelsea, because he's too injury prone. He's always getting injured, and when he does play, don't get me wrong, when he does play, he's a really good midfielder. But I think he's too injury prone, and for that, I think it's the right decision. But I think, what was it, likelihood and quality?
Likelihood and quality. So likelihood that he
moves back.
Moves back, and the quality of that for Chelsea if they keep him.
I think the likelihood of moving back is like an 8 or a 9. I'd say I'll just go with a 9. But
quality for Chelsea though, if they hold on to Barkley,
I'd say it's a 5. I mean, with the quality of Chelsea, they've got midfielders like Kovacic, Jorginho, and they are different players though. That's the thing. Havertz.
Yeah.
Who plays like a centre forward role, but will he fit into the system as well?
No,
I don't think he would.
So.
It's like Lingard to United.
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. Would he fit in? No.
Right.
So I think,
So 5.
He needs to get somewhere else, like a low club, like Newcastle, for example, or Fulham or Brighton.
Well, if Ross Barkley, if you do happen to be listening, don't go to Newcastle. You're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. So has then the likelihood of this being the case, and the quality for Chelsea if it is the case.
Yeah, I mean likelihood. I mean that's straight from the manager. So I think the likelihood
Smith
is,
himself.
I mean it's probably going to be quite high. 2 years left. I think what you said as well with the injury prone and stuff, especially if it's a loan, and then a permanent signing would require a fee. I mean, he could go on a free. I don't know about.
And his wage bill would increase as well.
I mean, as well. And for me, I just think it's too big of a risk for Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Especially for the a relatively small club like Aston Villa. I just think to bargain on that. I just feel they can probably get some better quality elsewhere.
Yeah.
The likelihood going back to Chelsea, I'll probably give it to an 8.
Yeah.
Quality. It's about the system again. He doesn't fit in that system anymore.
I'd say he's a good backup player, but he just doesn't fit in the system.
No, and I think people judge Barkley from his previous seasons,
like Everton.
Yeah.
And
I mean that's what I saw when you said 27. I can't believe he's 27.
I know.
When I think of Ross Barkley, you think potential young prodigy at the age of 22. Look, you know, England.
I thought he's like
maybe
24.
for England.
He should be in his
knows?
prime right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, basically his prime. Yeah, and he's
really.
not, like he's not up there.
No.
His better days were at Everton.
Yeah.
And he's dropped off. And I just think if he ever went back to Chelsea and never found his way back in the team.
It's a quality on that basis, though.
Yeah. I mean, 4. I just don't think Thomas Tuchel, when he does go back, like, he just won't recognise the quality. And I think you'll see players like Havertz and Ziyech, these bigger names, and we'll choose them over.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, and Mount.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you just forget these players that have, like, almost replaced Barkley in a sense. I mean, you look at Mount, young prodigy for England.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing.
I think Mount's just got that upper class.
What we did?
Yeah.
Like,
you
know.
I'm going to be honest going into mine. I think the fact that we're even trying to... to me, in terms of likelihood, I'll start with likelihood of him going back. I think there is a strong likelihood, you know, with, like Ethan saying, injury prone, and then, you know, Dean Smith himself sort of denying the idea of Aston Villa getting him on a permanent. So likelihood, I think, is a solid 9. Quality for Chelsea, there's no quality in it. Well, no, there isn't. Because I think sometimes we're too generous. And let's be honest, he's not even a good backup for Chelsea. He isn't, right? Think if you're a Chelsea fan and you want to get top 4 and Havertz goes injured. If you're a Chelsea fan, you don't go, do you know the perfect player to replicate Havertz or somebody like that?
Yeah.
Where's Barkley? Go give him a call up. Get him ready. No. And to be honest with you, I think that's just rubbish. Chelsea should be trying everything to get him out on permanent, because he was good for a couple of seasons, and why does that give you the right to be good for the rest of your career, even when you're not as good? But I think, for me, quality, I say, since he's still 27, he's not like one of those players who's in his 30s and dropping off.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 2. Yeah, I'll give him a 2.
That's been nice as well.
Yeah.
That was a nice 2.
That was nice.
Oh, man.
Right. So they are the main ones anyway for transfer rumours that have come out most recently. So it'll be interesting. It'll be good, obviously, soon as well, because the transfer rumours will start ramping up as the season starts to comes to an end. But we'll just finish off on the final thing then, which is who would have won the Super League. Now, we're going to base it off the 12 teams that would have been in there. So I'll start with you, Ethan, if you want.
All right.
Out of the 12 teams that were left, that would have been, in the Super League, and just a quick reminder of that, that's Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Tottenham, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Real Madrid, AC Milan, Inter Milan and Juventus. Out of all those, who would have been, if it went ahead, left in that title at the end of the season, Ethan?
I think there's 3 contenders for this. I think there's either... Right. Yeah, I know.
Right.
We'll get onto it.
Sorry, I just don't like it when people...
Inter Milan, AC Milan and Tottenham. No.
Wait, what?
No, go on.
Wait, hold up.
No.
No, I'd say it's either PSG, Bayern or Man City. But
which one's the better one?
I think, in terms of quality and consistency, I think it will be... I think Man City could win it, to be fair.
Man City?
I mean, they've won the Premier League, arguably one of the best leagues in the world. And PSG, fighting for the title now, like in the League On. And Bayern, they've lost to PSG.
PSG, tell you what, fighting for the title, that's impressive, isn't it, League On?
I know, exactly.
But they are doing well in the Champions League, can't deny that.
Yeah, you can't deny that, but I think... with all the injuries they're getting, in defence and the quality of the defence, I don't think they cope.
Yeah.
I mean, we're saying this like it would start in August time.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
I
can't do it any different.
I'm pretty sure the only centre-back who's proven as a good centre-back is Marquinhos, that's it.
Yeah.
Kimpembe, he's still young-ish, but he hasn't proven himself. And the two right backs and left backs.
Was it Bernat?
He's injured.
Yeah.
I think they're using youngsters.
Yeah.
Or centre-backs as right back and left back.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And I don't think their midfield is quality either. Hector, and Herrera and Verratti.
And,
I know.
Idrissa Gana, is it?
Yeah,
Idrissa
Gueye.
Yeah, he's good. He is.
He is. He's good. He is.
Yeah, he played well against Bayern. Actually.
Yeah,
But-
I think that's. Would you say that's title contending midfield?
But then you go onto the front three and you go,
the front
they
three,
can score against anybody. So, I mean, it certainly is interesting. I'm not going to lie to
And
you.
I think Man City.
Hold on. And actually, can I just say, we were talking about PSG. They weren't in the 12 teams, Ethan. Were they?
Oh, yeah.
We're basing it off the 12 teams,
City,
and they refused, didn't they?
So,
Well, I think.
I'm going to make an argument as well for PSG.
Yeah.
There's no French league teams in there.
No.
It's Italian.
I think
Spanish,
Man
and
City then.
Man City.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting
Just
just before.
because-
Yeah.
Of they've got quality everywhere. Defence they've got Ruben Dias. Goalkeeper they've got Edison. Fullbacks they've got Cancelo who can play right back, left back. Right back they've got Walker as well. And left back Mendy on his day is decent left back. I don't think Zinchenko's that good, but yeah, they've got quality everywhere. Like the front. I mean, Gundogan, he's been brilliant this season.
Yeah.
In terms of his age and everything. And I think Gabriel Jesus is up and coming as well. And obviously, they're trying to get a striker in like Harry Kane. What quality would that be in the Super League if it did happen? And I think Man City would have won the Super League.
Yeah. All right then. So Man City for you has obviously your beloved Liverpool in there, but please don't tell me that you put their name at the top.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, not this season. But I'm going to pull an Ethan here and do two teams because I'm a bit undecided. But I'm going to choose one of them because I'm going to go through
I was
it.
going to say.
But yeah,
It's a lot, huh?
for me, it is between Man City and Real Madrid, personally.
Ooh.
Because, and I'll go through, Real Madrid, in fairly recent seasons, have proved themselves against these type of teams in Champions League.
Yeah.
And, you sure you get, like, Ronaldo's gone, Bale's gone. But, it's a European proven team. And
I think the recent years, Real Madrid have slacked in the Champions League.
I mean, losing to
fair.
Ajax in the round of 16, was it? Yeah. I mean, true. But I think where they are now with Vinicius, Benzema, a few more players.
Well, we've got a class midfield as well. An old midfield, but
Kroos, Modric, Ramos as well. Casemiro, Navas. I mean, no, Navas at PSG. Who's goal? Who's in goal? Courtois, right. Which, in the worst goalkeepers.
Well, he's probably one of the best in the world.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
a brilliant keeper.
Yeah, he's not a bad goalkeeper at all. So I think just across the field in terms of consistency, they're quite good. And they prove themselves against these type of teams. However, with Man City, they're an upcoming team. They've got an arguably better team in almost every facet of the field.
Yeah.
Defence, midfield and attacking. You talked about a few players there. Foden would definitely shine this league.
Yeah.
Arguably, Jesus. De Bruyne, can't really about that. Yeah. Gundogan. A lot of these players that proven in this Premier League, and if they did transfer over to the Super League, probably would prove again. So it's a hard one, really. I'd probably sway more to Man City if in this Champions League upcoming now they go to the final.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only thing that's bothering me because they still haven't proved themselves in Europe yet.
No.
That's the only thing. But I just think if we're talking hypothetically and if we're saying that Man City have a good Champions League, get to the final, and then if they did go to the Super League, yeah, I'd probably agree there. Just over Real Madrid, but yeah, I think City would probably win that, yeah.
So both going with Man City. Yeah. I mean, for me, I'd say the main ones that would be there running for the title would be Man City, Real Madrid, and if I had to pick a third one, I actually think the next best one would either be Chelsea or Inter Milan, to be honest. For me, who would win that league? Who's running away with the Premier League right now? It's Man City. What's meant to be the best league in Europe? The Premier League. Man City running away with that.
Simple, Mars.
Yeah, mate. Well, I've just got to look at it, and I just think that you two were saying, it's just oozing with quality. City's team. They've got a manager who's won titles. He knows how to get things over the line, I'd say generally. Yeah, they have struggled in the Champions League. But look at this year. This is the furthest they've got in the Champions League since Pep's been there. So it shows that they are turning it around even in Europe. I just think with the quality they have, the manager that they have, the determination that they have, I think City would win it, personally. So all three of us going with City for that one. And yeah, that's everything, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah.
I'd just like to say before we finish and before we outro ourselves that this has been recorded outside, right? With the three of us. So if there's any like parts where, because usually we don't, because it's done over like a form of call, but this one in person outside. So if there's been any giggling and stuff, that's why, you know, the facial expressions and stuff, phone going off, Ethan being unprofessional once again. You have the swearing and now you have the phone going off, mate.
I know, you know.
Joke. Right. Anyway, that is all for this episode. So do you want to say anything, Ethan?
Yeah, just if you enjoyed the video, just like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's free. It's free, like you said. Right. But yeah, it's been a decent podcast, and yeah, that's all I've got to say.
As I always say, we hope you enjoyed listening to this, because we certainly enjoyed recording it. It was nice to have a change outside. To be fair,
it is cold though.
Getting a bit chilly now. So.
Sorry, mate.
Calm down, mate. I'm trying to outro himself for you. Right, anyway, so if you didn't enjoy it, please like and subscribe. Like Ethan said, thank you for all the support since we've been doing these podcasts. And has making another appearance, you know, becoming a bit more of a regular now, which is nice. Yeah. You said you'd come up with a catchphrase outro. You said the other day. So you need to say that, because you promised them that you'd do that the other day. You said you'd come up with one for the next one. And I said, I bet, because he's got all this time, it'll be sick.
Right, here's a good one for you. Right, hope you enjoy. We hate David Moyes.
What's that?
Mate.
Gosh.
But yeah, that's it, man. Enjoy this. There you go.
Alright, well, we'll see you in the next one, guys.
In a bit.